It's a battle of the giants as Keith Lee takes on Samoa Joe for a belt that means absolutely nothing, and MJF defends his world title against a guy that has absolutely no chance of dethroning him. Welcome back, guys, to AEW Dynamite. Is this the worst wrestling show every single week, or does Monday Night Raw hold that award? I guess we'll find out a little bit more about that after we get to the end of the show, but we kick off with an AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, and honestly, it seems like the only reason this match is here is to simply just have the title on the line to try and increase the rating, because there's no way that MJF should be defended. First of all, why is he defending it in the opening match on a throwaway Dynamite with no build? And against fucking Daniel Garcia, of all people. Daniel Garcia. This guy wouldn't even deserve a match on AEW Dark. He belongs in the fucking dark. He sucks. Nobody wants to see him. When this guy comes out, we should just fucking turn the lights off. Turn the television off. But for some reason, he's getting a world title shot. MJF beats him. No one at all is surprised because he absolutely sucks. So, I mean, it is what it is. I knew he wasn't going to win this match. He doesn't deserve to win this match. He doesn't deserve this match. So there's just no reason why this should have happened, but it did happen. MJF won with an armbar. After the match, it looked like Garcia wanted to shake hands, but MJF didn't get the opportunity to because his crew came in. Matt Menard, I don't even know what these guys are called anymore. Do they have a name after splitting from the Jericho Appreciation Society? I don't know. We got Darby Allin and Sting versus the Outrunners. I mean, two old looking guys who were dressing like they're in their 20s. Not a lot to see here. Sting defeats both of these guys. Stinger splash and then a Scorpion Deathlock coffin splash. Is what it is. You know how it works. Just Darby Allin just leeching off Sting. You know, trying to be popular off the back of Sting because he's a vanilla fucking midget who could never be popular on his own. He's a guy that has to damn near kill himself in order to try and get a little bit of a reaction. That's Darby Allin in a nutshell. We had a timeless Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida sit down with Tony Schiavone. I wonder if Tony Schiavone was looking at Tony Storm's ass this week. I mean, Tony Storm's ass is alright. I wouldn't blame him if he looked at it every week. At match 3 with Swerve Strickland versus Penta. Penta, a guy that I've never cared for. I mean, he only seems relevant when he's teaming up with his little teammate, but at the end of the day, they're two guys with masks that work the same style as everybody else in the company. So how can we respect these two? How can we care for these two? Swerve Strickland got the win with the Swerve Stomp, and I mean, that was it. Swerve wins, so I don't know what they're going to do with Swerve. Is this guy going to be pushed towards the main event, or is he just going to be mid-card mediocrity for the rest of his career? I actually think Swerve Strickland's one of the better guys in AEW, but he hasn't been pushed at all. He's not really been given a storyline, or he's not been given that momentum. He's not been given the backing. He's not been placed on the card where you think that they believe in him. They just seem to put him middle of the card all the time. He never really gets... He's not presented as a top guy. I mean, I think he could be one of their top guys, but I don't know if AEW believe he can, because like I said, he just never gets showcased as a guy that's near the main event. We had some video packages from the Don Callis family versus Kenny Omega. Nobody really cares. We had a Bullet Club Gold segment where the Guns called it MJF, right? Then we had the Ring of Honor World Television Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Keith Lee, and a battle of the two fatties. Samoa Joe beat Lee with the Coquina Clutch. He put him to sleep, and then after the match, he said that he's the greatest Ring of Honor TV champ of all time, but he says he wants to be more than that, and this belt doesn't mean anything to him anymore. So he vacates the belt, and he says that the next gold that will be on Joe's shoulders will be the AEW World Big Mac Champion. He didn't say Big Mac, he just said the world title, so he sent a little warning shot there for MJF, but I mean, this guy's held the Ring of Honor TV title for nearly 2 years and he just gives it up. I mean, really, whoever takes the belt now is just going to be the guy that couldn't beat Joe. I mean, they put a lot of prestige, or they tried to at least. They tried to make this belt feel important, and then they just have Joe come out and say it's not important and leave it in the middle of the ring. This makes no fucking sense. I mean, this would be like Roman Reigns and WWE just deciding, you know what? I'm too good for this. I'm going to go and make movies in Hollywood, and he just puts the belts down, or puts the belt down in the ring and walks off. I mean, that would be disgraceful for the belt. It would make the next champion look like a bum, just like Rollins looks like a bum because he couldn't beat Reigns. And that's what they've kind of done here. So whoever wins the TV title next is just a guy that couldn't beat Samoa Joe. And he's won a belt that Samoa Joe had zero interest in. He's won a belt that has no value, at least next to the world title. So I didn't get it. Gun Club then defeated the Bollywood Boys. I mean, does anybody care about this? I certainly did not. Bollywood Boys suck. Gun Club win. Gun Club up. Then we got Julia Hart versus Red Velvet. What I will say about the women's division, and people say the women's division in AEW is terrible, and from a wrestling character standpoint, they might have a case. They do have a case. It absolutely is. But I would say, on average, they're more attractive than the WWE women's division, especially the main roster. The women, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm not saying all the women in AEW, but I would say, just on average, the women's roster on AEW, the main roster compared to WWE's main roster, yeah, the AEW women are hotter. They just seem more natural, and they just look more like women and get portrayed in a sexier manner. You look at WWE, look at that women's match, Rhea Ripley, it's all big, butch, muscular women, or fat women, or really hideous women that are like approaching their 40s, that just should be retired by now. Whereas you look at AEW, and they do have the hotter women that are in their 20s, that are, coming into their prime or already in their prime, and they just seem to act a bit more sexier than the women in WWE do. And I prefer the women in AEW, especially from a visual standpoint. I'm not saying that they're as good as the women technically or character-wise, but I mean, you look at the women in WWE, and a lot of even the ones that are hot, they've got like clown makeup, like Liv Morgan. Anytime you see her, she's got this dumb fucking eye drops, teardrops, makeup, and it's like, why can't they just have natural looks to them? I just don't get it. That's the one thing I do like about the women's division in AEW. Looks like Sky Blue's turning heel. She's coming out now with leather pants on, and she's hot. So is the other chick, Julia Hart. There is quite a lot of hot women in AEW. Then it was Mark Briscoe at main event versus Jay White with the Bullet Club. Of course, Jay White won this one. No one is surprised. And then that's it. MJF comes out. MJF's here, and he says that he's not just a scumbag. He's our scumbag. And basically, that's going to be the match. It's going to be MJF versus Jay White. Or is it going to be MJF? I don't know. I think it's MJF versus Jay White at Full Gear for the title, because he's already beat the other guy. So now he's going to face Jay White. And we've seen the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn get jumped by a couple of guys backstage as well, which, I don't know. Samoa Joe showed up, and I think he was behind it. He says, you're running out of friends, champ. So now he doesn't have the Guns, he doesn't have Billy Gunn, he doesn't have the Acclaimed, he doesn't have Adam Cole because he's at home. So basically, MJF has no friends, his title's on the line at Full Gear, and Samoa Joe wants the belt too. So yeah, is MJF's time as champion running out? I don't know. I'll give it a 1. A 1. Yeah, for me, it doesn't really merit much more than that. I thought it was a very bland episode. So yeah, 1 out of 10, guys, from me. I'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts down below. And that is it for Dynamite. Until next time, peace.